What's up guys, WOOO here, back again with another Division 2 build. Welcome back guys. This build is awesome for legendary content, it is awesome for heroic content, and guys, this is a group synergy build. If you want more gameplay on this, check out the video yesterday I dropped about the Heartland No News at the E3. Link is on the screen about now, check it out. But guys, this build I've been using legendary content, I've been using in heroics. This is not a solo build guys, so don't use this on your own because there's not much benefit for solo play. This is a group synergy build. It's great in a group because it gives my teammates additional armor, it gives my teammates a nice whack of status affected NPCs, and also you can output some nice damage with this build. So this is an exceptional build for legendary content. Up close and personal, this is great. It keeps enemies fixed in place through shock. Yes guys, shock on the chest piece, shock on the weapon, and shock on the backpack. Guys, this is a truly awesome setup, and not many people would roll this way. They would get shitloads in the skill damage, let's go straight into status effects, and that's about it, and not really kind of experiment to see what fun, amazing combinations you can use in this game, and this is that in abundance. So guys, if you enjoy this build, you enjoy the video, you know what to do, thumbs doodle, it helps me, and of course you know it helps the channel. Yeah, that's true. And if you're new to the channel, drop the WOOO bomb on the sub button, ding the bell to be notified when I upload my content. Beeps, let's do this. Guys, this is the build. Now this is fun personified, I love rolling with this. And again, legendary content, as you see in the gameplay, it is great for team synergy, and that's what this build is all about. Now once I go through this, you're going to say, oh but WOOO, you need more status effects to really harness the power of status effects, you know? That's what you need. Not necessarily, no. With this, it's a great combination of a little bit of status effects and a lot of skill damage. And it outputs some nice, again, skills that synergize perfectly to really marry a really good build together, and that's why I like using this build. It is so much bloody fun. Let me go through this and explain why. Okay guys, I'm rolling with Technician Specialization, and there's a couple of reasons why I'm rolling with this, and rather than Survivalist or Demolitionist, I've opted for Technician. And that is because I needed to synergize perfectly with the backpack talent, which is Galvanize. Okay, so with Galvanize, again, it grants my teammates additional armor once I drop a certain status effect. So what you need to do when you set a build up like this, you need to get as much armor on your build as possible, because 40% of that will be gifted to your teammates, your allies, once you spam those status effects every 10 seconds, and that's what's going to happen on this build. So guys, that's what I've opted for, Technician, plus the extra 10% skill damage and the extra skill tier. We know how it works. Technician, the best specialization in the game. It is, sorry, I love skill builds, that's how it is. Anyway, with this 0 offensive, 1 defensive, and 5 utility stats, there are some nice blues on this, and once I go through you'll understand, and I will demonstrate why. Let's do this, guys. Okay, so we're going to start with the mask. The mask is, of course, the Vile Mask, and I think with any kind of status type build, the Vile Mask will only, again, heighten the effects. It will, again, elevate your build to be much superior. I mean, you could go for the waveform for the extra skill damage. Yes, you could do that, but with this, guys, yes, I want some status effects. I really do. Not in abundance, not all singing or dancing, because again, the chest piece and the backpack is not affected by how much status effects I have. It isn't. But I do want some status effects on the build, and the Vile Mask is perfect because it spreads. And I like status effects that spread. So with this guy, status effects and hazard protection are the attributes, and of course the 12% God Sausage Roll skill haste mod. Toxic Delivery. Status effects also apply a damage over time debuff for 10 seconds. Total damage dealt is equal to 50% of your concussion grenade damage and increased by your status effect attributes. So with this, guys, if you're looking to build a build around the Vile Mask, a little bit of advice for you, I would say try and, again, invest in explosive damage, because you're only going to get a higher tick. So Demolitionist will be a great way to marry a build together, because the explosive damage, that will make the tick better, make it stronger. And of course, China Industries Corporation, you have Grupo, Sombra, SA. If you get 2 pieces that are god roll with skill damage, then you're laughing all the way to the WOOO Bang. But this is not one of those builds. The holster, guys, is the first piece of Empress International, and that is skill health, skill damage, and skill efficiency. And we all know by now what the free piece of skill efficiency does. It grants you 10% skill damage, 10% this, that, and the other, which is again relevant to skills. So I've opted for free piece Empress International, again for that extra status effect tick, which is nice. And 10% skill damage on top of that for this 2-piece. Happy days, I'm singing, I'm happy with this. Now, in terms of the attributes, what I've opted for on this build, where possible, is skill damage and armor regen. Armor regen. I've opted for this is really essential for legendary content because I want to stay alive longer, I want to stay in the game. And armor regen has saved my bacon too many times now. So I would rather be alive and in the fight, especially in legendary content, than down because I am wafer thin facing these horrible, nasty chungas that will give you some nice and horrible bleed. So I would like the armor regen to keep me alive a little bit longer and save the bacon when necessary. So guys, armor regen is a nice choice on this build. Then we have the Kneepads. The Kneepads is the first pair of Wyvern wear. And with that, guys, that is skill damage of 10%, which is beautiful. Armor regen, which is 4925, which is max. And of course, 10% skill damage. Awesome. This is the combination that I want on this build. This will get the best for me on this build. By all means, if you want status effects, if you want skill haste, you do that. It's your build. But this, for me, works a dream. Try it. You'll see what I mean. The gloves is the second piece of Empress International. Again, it's God's sausage roll because it's exactly what I need. Again, Empress International, we know skill health, skill damage, skill efficiency. It's a skill tier, and of course 10% skill damage, which is maximum, and of course 4925 armor regen, perfectly rolled. That's what I want on this build. Then we look at the backpack. The backpack is the last piece of Empress International, and again, I have to use what I can on this. What I have is status effects, I have max skill damage, and a 12% skill haste mod, which is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But, you know, you can if you want to, or if you can. This is up to you. You can remove the status effects and put armor regen on there, skill haste, or keep it as status effects. It is entirely up to you. For me, it is what it is. I'll deal with this. It's in a nice place. And, guys, yeah, this is a nice piece. But... the talent is galvanized. Applying a blind, ensnare, confuse, or shock to an enemy grants 40% of your armor as bonus armor to allies within 20 meters of the enemy for 10 seconds. So guys, every 10 seconds, you can just spam this extra armor quite cleverly with this build. Now, once I go through the pieces, then I'll look through the skills, and I'll explain how and why this is so essential to do this. But you can see this is brilliant. So, shock being the operative type of status effect that I'm going to deliver on NPCs that is going to grant me that 40% bonus armor, which happens to be around about 350k. And again, that will be spread to my teammates as well, which is a nice tick of extra armor that keeps them alive a little bit longer. Trust me, it is beautiful. It is a nice addition to anyone's build. It is really, really good. It's like the tardigrade chest piece. Now, sometimes that pops where you think, Jesus, I like you, and I like your build, sir. Thank you for running with me. You know that feeling. So Galvanize is a very similar feeling. Once you're rolling someone with that talent on their backpack, you are laughing all the way, yes, you know, to the woo bang. The chest piece is this Bellstone Armory, 1% armor regen, and of course that is 170k armor, which is maximum. Explosive resistance, boo. I don't want that. I would love, you know, skill damage. I would love armor regen, but it is what it is. You know how it goes, guys. I've opted for status effects on here. You can change this if you want. I just slapped on some status effects when necessary, just again to prolong some of the extra ticks that I have from my other skill, which is the Shark Trap, but we'll go through that shortly. But status effects, there you go, happy days. Skill haste, 12%, nice, another God Sausage Roll mod. I have had 4 of these drop within the game, and I'm quite shit with my RNG in all fairness. So to get 12 max % skill haste mods is perfect, it really is, but the talent is tamper-proof. Enemies that walk within 3 meters of your hive, turret, or remote pulse are shocked. So the arm time is 2 seconds. The cooldown per skill is 10 seconds. So as soon as you deploy said skill, i.e. the assault turret on this instance, what happens at 2 seconds arm time, and then every 10 seconds you will shock an NPC. And with that, every 10 seconds. Now this marries perfectly. Let me just go back and we just show you this. Galvanize. 10 seconds. And back 10 seconds. You can see where I'm going now with this, guys. So every 10 seconds, if you deploy this correctly, close to NPCs, where, again, within that 3 meter radius, happy days, they're going to get shocked. And if you're close enough, then you're going to get that extra bonus armor, 350k, which keeps you alive longer, and not to mention, boost your teammates' survivability. This is why it's key. And tamper-proof is not only gifting armor. What it does, it fixes them big fat chungers in place. So you know your teammates can really annihilate them quickly, because, yes, they have the DPS that will take them down quicker. Tamper-proof, highly underused talent. And guys, on a assault turret on this kind of build, it is perfect. You don't have to spec into status effects. You don't have to, because this will do some of the work for you. It's beautiful. It is. Sorry, I'm excited. Weapons. First weapon is the Scorpio Exotic Shotgun. I love this. I love this on most builds. Take the capacitor away. This is the weapon of choice. Septic Shock. Shooting a target applies stacks of venom, which lasts for 10 seconds. Increasing stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. So poison, disorient, shock. Yes, baby, shock. Target takes additional 20% damage from all sources. Stacks no longer increase. And duration of status effects is based on the pellets heating of each applying shot. Guys, it's very, very simple with this build. Is that you don't have a shitload of status effects. They're okay. They're not too shabby. But you don't need that much. You know, invest in skill damage. You have the Scorpio, which will set enemies on shock. Teammates will really rinse them, and you can do some nice damage with the assault turret, and you've got the shock trap. It's beautiful, which you can interchange, which we'll go through shortly. Mods, guys, reload speed, crit chance, weapon handling, and stability. My secondary is the Everlasting Gaze, which is beautifully paired with this absolutely fantastic build. Why? Perfect perpetuation. Headshots grant 50% status effect damage and duration to the next status effect you apply. That is to one target. The cooldown is 16 seconds, so very cleverly interchange weapons. Just pop a big chunga with this, and yes, you can do some extra damage and duration, which is perfect. This is a good way to roll, and a good way to set up, just interchanging weapons. Again, using your loaf, that is your brain, and then to make sure it pays dividends for the build. Mods, guys, crit chance, rounds, crit chance, and critical damage. Guys, you know now. The TDI can't custom. I don't use this. It's for show. And we move on. Let's take a look at the skills. Now, I have equipped the Riot Foam Chem Launcher. Yeah, I like this. Also, you can use the Shock Trap, which is beautiful with this build. It truly is. But before we do that, you know what's going to happen, guys? You know what's going to happen? I have to do this. This pisses me off every single video. There you go. Don't do it again. Yeah? Anyway, back to the video. Let's take a look at the skills. So the first skill, in fact, not that one, because that's not cooldown yet. Let's look at the assault turret. That is better. 14.9 second cooldown, which is pretty shit for, you know, an assault turret, but don't worry about it, because... Don't worry. Trust me, don't worry. Then you have your damage, 112,842, which is decent. Could be better, but it's decent. It's skill tier 6, of course. Its damage, health, and skill haste are the mods of choice. But just take a look at this. This is what I'm talking about, Willis, is chuck this down. And again, just watch my armor bar. There's a nice bit of damage. There's the arm time. And that shock didn't work. You absolute terrible buggers. Right, there he goes. It works now. So, there you have it. The Scorpio shotgun would just trigger that shock. Once that shock's triggered, you're going to get an extra 40% bonus armor, which is beautiful. It is beautiful. So let me just change to this. Boom, you have that bad boy. I like this. This is one way of rolling, is, of course, the lovely jubbly Riot Foam. Nice skill to have. You can see, look at this. This is beautiful. Beautiful, it truly is. Pop that up there again. Can you see this is the base damage? There's the shock. Nice. But what we're going to do, we're going to switch our other skill. Because again, The right foam is an option, you can roll with that. I have used this in legendary content. It's good, it really is. But what I found is better in most situations is the shock trap. But anyway, take a look at this. This is the foam health 2171, which is nice. It is 19.2 second cooldown, which isn't great. It's not great. It isn't, guys. But mods duration and ammo.
Incoming backup request.
One way to go, again, is the shock trap. Not the repair trap. Not the repair trap. Just don't do it. 38.5 second cooldown, 16 traps, 4.2 meter radius, 6.7 second duration, and 81 duration of the shock trap been deployed. Like this. Let's just drop it like it's hot. As you do. And there's the extra shot. And that's what I like about this build. And again, the damage from the Vile Mask, shock trap, which is beautiful. This is great for that crowd control. And again, it's not going to be ticking all day long. It's not about that. It's just a little bit of tick, which is nice. It can be elevated by the perfect perpetuation on the Everlasting Gaze. And then you have the skill damage from, yes, the assault turret doing some work in. Plus you've got Scorpio Shotty, which is beautiful. You're setting shock all day long on NPCs, gifting that armor. Perfect. It truly is. Back to the build. So, in terms of mods on the shock trap, very simply, duration and shock radius. And we've gone through the weapons, we've gone through the build, we've gone through the skills, take a look at the stats. And then we look at the all weapons damage bonus. And then we take a look at the armor regen, 23,905, which is nice, it truly is. Again, if you get some more armor regen, maybe on the chest piece or the backpack, you're laughing, you're going to take a lot, well, you're going to be, just you won't die. And I'll demonstrate very shortly how good that is. But it's nice to have 23,905 armor regen on this. Then we just take a look through, a little bit of hazard protection. Skill hate 66%, I wish it was a little bit more, but it is what it is. And let's just take a look here. Let's just damage self, and then we'll do some talking as we are recovering. There you go, we're just dropping a cover here. Now, this is why I like armor regen for legendary content. Now, you know, when you roll survivalist or you roll demolitionist and you're spamming seekers, this, that, and the other, and if you take some damage, you know what happens. Yeah, you've got to use a medkit. You've got to use a medkit, and it's frustrating, especially in legendary content. It's very difficult. It is very, very hard. So you need to be in cover a lot of the time. With this, there's no need. Look at this. My armor is back. Look at it. Look at this, and it's a nice tick of armor. Yeah, I lose that effect of statuses. I get that. I get the whole spamming of shock and whatnot. I get it, but I like to be alive. If I'm alive, I'm in the game long, which means I can do more over time. So armor regen for me is perfectly awesome on this build. So of course, guys, yeah, you know it goes. If you enjoy the build, you know what to do. Forms doodle, and I will see you in the next one. Comments below. Peace.